until you get to the end. So that should do it. Also part of my warm slaw. So as you can see, I have 2 slices of bacon in this pan right here. It's about a 2-inch deep pan. Should be enough. Should be big enough to hold everything. I took 2 slices of nitrate-free bacon, and that's what I have in here. I just chopped them in pretty big chunks. I love bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? I love pork product. Anytime I get to use them, I do. If you do cook bacon at home, make sure you save the bacon fat. It's great to cook with. I know everybody's afraid of it. Oh my God, bacon fat! But it actually, you know, it's one of those things you can eat on the paleo diet, and it's very flavorful. Throw it right in your, cup, right in the refrigerator. Call it a day. That's about a teaspoon of bacon fat that I threw in there, just to give it a little extra oomph. Bacon fat keeps in the refrigerator for quite some time. So while that's working, in this bowl I have chopped up pretty finely 2 leeks. Luckily my leeks didn't have any dirt in them. If they do happen to have dirt, you should chop them up, put them in a big bowl of water, so have the water in the bowl already. Throw the leeks in there, let them soak, let all that dirt drain to the bottom. And take like a colander or sieve and pull them out of the water that way. Pat them dry with some paper towels. There you go. I happen to left out. I also have 1 clove of garlic in here. I'm going to add 1 more. Now that my bacon is starting to render and starting to brown, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and throw my leeks in. And my garlic as well. We're just going to go ahead, mix these up, let the leeks wilt down. You can use regular onions. You can use a combination of regular onions and garlic. You can use leeks, onions, garlic. You can use leeks and shallots. You can use any combination. You don't have to use any onion. I just have been in a leek mood these days, so leek is where it's at. Alright. So, I'll let that cook for a little bit. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab about half of this cabbage, so again, probably about 2.5 cups. I might have to add it slowly. Go ahead and add that in here. A couple nice big handfuls. I'm going to leave some of that raw. Into here, I'm going to go ahead, some black pepper, crushed ground of course. I like a lot. Again, some salt. I like the kosher salt. Oh, I'd say about a half a teaspoon. Today I feel like making it a little spicy, so I'm going to throw a little red pepper flake, a couple shakes of that. That's good. You don't have to put the red pepper flake. Totally up to you. So I'm just going to mix this around until the cabbage starts to wilt nicely. So as this cabbage is wilting, I'm going to go ahead and start my dried fruit compote. I take about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in this small saucepan. I'm going to put that over medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tea bag, same kind of tea that I was using for the pork. Just going to pull out the tag so it doesn't leave any coloring. also going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. This happens to be honey from the Cape, E&T honey. Found it today. I know honey, sugar, any kind of sweetener is kind of, paleo, but you know, we all have to live sometime. So we will kind of a messy endeavor. And I'm just going to let that cook until it starts to caramelize and thicken up. Now this cabbage dish, I actually like to make it all the time. It's great to have around if you're looking for a veg any time of day, as a snack, as just a side dish, or pretty much anything. So as you can see, I'm nice and wilted now. I'm going to go ahead, just about this point, I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. It's going to help deglaze the pan and get all those tasty bits out. You could add balsamic, red wine, rice wine. I just happen to use the apple cider. Another point of interest, you could also throw in some cooked apples in here, or you can cook the apples, dice them up real fine and cook them while you're rendering that bacon. It'd be delicious. Pears as well. Pretty much whatever you want to use. We'll let this cook for just a minute to kind of get all that good stuff up off the, let all that good stuff up off the bottom of the pan. I'm just going to go ahead and cover it. I'm going to shut it off and cover it. And I'll come back to it when I'm ready. Meanwhile, this is coming along. As you can see, it's not quite thickening yet, but we're getting there. And we're just going to take our time with that. You could also throw some of that cardamom, ground cardamom in here as well. Cinnamon. Just depending on what you're looking for as far as flavor goes. So we're just going to let that come to a boil. Let's see if we can get it to thicken up a little bit. Let the flavors come out of the tea. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to finish cutting up my dried fruit. Here I have raisins and figs. I have a cup of each. The raisins, I just used 2 of those small packets that, you know, those small boxes that we used to eat when we were kids. These are the dried figs. I'm just going to cut off this little tip here. That's where the stem is. You can probably see it better in that one. So I'm just cutting them rough. I'm going to cut them in half. And then in half again, so I have quarters. And then I'm going to cut them lengthwise. Or lengthwise and then half. Just a rough chop. If they're small, leave them as they are.